Right, we're just here today at 139 Bagnall Beach Road in Corlette. We're conducting a CCTV camera inspection of the stormwater on the property. We're just going to push down the drone located out the front of Unit 1. So you can see here we're right next to the fence in the front driveway, and this is the graded drain. What we're going to do now is we're going to push down this 90mm stormwater pipe to see if we can obtain some vision. Alright, what you can see there is obviously that pipe there has actually subsided. We've pushed through what was holding water. Now we've popped back up out of the water. We'll continue the inspection, and then on the way back we'll actually get a location on that issue, and I'll let you know where that is. So unfortunately we weren't able to push past that bend. Unfortunately, with the push camera that we're utilising, you can only go through a certain amount of 90-degree bends before we can't push any further. So we'll pull back, we'll obtain the vision, and we'll locate where that first issue that we've seen is. So as you could see there, as we pulled back and displaced some of that water, you can see the actual top of the pipe has actually bellied in on itself. So something has squashed that section of pipework. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause the recording to gain a location, and I'll let you know where that is. Alright, so we've just obtained a location on that issue there. Now, that's actually located on the adjoining wall between Unit 1 and Unit 2. So, actually underneath the building. So as you can see here, we've now moved locations to the graded drain out the front of Unit 2. So you can see there the 90mm pipe on the outlet of the storm drain. So what we're going to do now is we're going to push down this line to obtain some vision. So I've just relocated to the rear of Unit 2 There's a 600 by 600 pit in the back right hand corner. Unable to push past those few bends at the front of this unit, so I'm going to try and push upstream from this pit. So that's what we've done now. We've pushed into the 100mm PVC, and we'll see where this runs to. And what I'll do is, when I've finished the vision, I'll pull out and actually show you where I am at the moment. Alright, so I've just pushed up to the approximate 18 metre mark. There's a few issues along the way there that I seen that the pipe was actually squashed in sections. We'll make note of them on the way back. I'm just going to pause the vision now, actually go and locate where we've cambered to. I'll let you know where that is, and then we'll resume the inspection back to this pit. So I've just located that issue, or the end of the line there. Where it's located is the centre of the Pebble Creek driveway. I've taken a photo of that and I'll attach that to the report. We believe this line then runs into the courtyard to a 300 by 300 square pit.
Yep.
So we'll pull back to obtain the vision. So on that 90mm junction that we can see in front of us there, you can actually see at the bottom right hand side of the pipe there's actually a break which runs from the left to right and then right to left along the top of the junction. This is located directly below 315 litre hot water system, and the junction that you can see there actually goes up and picks up a 4x3 downpipe that is on the boundary of 2 and 3. So what we can see in front of us there is a join on the 90mm PVC. You can see where previous plumber has glued the pipe and then not pushed it together all the way. We're going to be getting some seepage into surrounding ground and vice versa into that line from that point. You can also see that the pipe is oval. So I've just popped the camera back into the pit, and we're now going to CCTV the 225, I believe it's 225? Correction, the 150mm PVC upstream towards Unit 1.
Oh, the pit at the other end. She's got one too.
As you can see there in front of us, we've got a PVC pit. That's the pit in the rear right-hand corner of Unit 1. So just a little bit of debris in the bottom of that pit. Just going to pull back and obtain the vision, see if there's any issues on the way back. As you can see there, about 150 mil in front of the camera head. We've got a small deviation in the pipe. It's actually pushed up from underneath. What we've probably got there, we've probably got a rock or something underneath the pipe, and it's actually pushed up into the line. That'll eventually will cause an issue in the future. There's no stormwater leaking out of the pipe at the minute, but eventually that rock or whatever is under the pipe will actually break that line, and it will cause issues. What you can see there is a bell end or a joint between the two sections of 150mm. What we want to see there is actually a good glued joint. As you can see, the actual bell end there would only be approximately 120mm for that pipe to push into the other pipe. We can't actually see any glue on the pipe, which is a little bit concerning. And as we push forward, at a guess, I would say that the pipe has only been pushed in maybe 30mm, and it looks to be that pipe hasn't even been glued. As you can see, yet again, we've got a little bit of ovaling of the pipe. What you can see is that the pipe's starting to squash. Eventually that will cause issues, and no issues at the moment. We've just pulled out of the pit. What we're going to do now is I'll push down the actual 150mm downstream pipe towards unit 3, and we'll obtain some vision from there. As you can see in front of us there, what we've got is a small section of pipe. I'll just give you a quick measurement. So approximately 350mm of pipe that appears to be put into the 150mm line with rubber boots. So what they've done is they've booted this pipe, and what that allows the pipe to actually sink. So it's sunk down. We're holding approximately 20mm of water, and as you can see there, most of that water is actually going to be flowing out of the pipe and into the surrounding ground, and vice versa. Just to give you a comparison there between the joint that we've seen on the upstream pipe and the downstream pipe that we're in now, you can actually see on this joint, we can actually see the glued line. You can actually see that the pipe's pushed in all the way to the back of the bell end. So that's an actual good joint, and what we hope to see. As we can see there, the bottom of the pipe is actually starting to oval due to maybe a rock or something like that on the bottom of the pipe. As you can see there to the right of the screen, that we've got a break which runs off the, I'd say the top 2/3 of the pipe, running down on a 70-degree angle through the actual 150mm PVC on the actual glue joint. Okay, whatever we've got in front of us there, I dare say by the measurement that we're pushing into the pit of the property unit 3. So what I'm going to do is I can see if I can gain access to that unit, have a look at their stormwater pit. It appears to be completely chockers with roots, and no water is getting through there. That's why the vision went completely underwater. So I'll pause the recording now, we'll move next door and we'll see how we go. So we've just relocated now, as you can see there in front of us, that's Unit 3. What we've found in that little garden in front of us there is a 450 by 450 pit. Now, we've got a 150mm pipe running into that pit, and then the outlet of that pit is 100mm PVC. What we've done is we've located ourselves at the curb, believe that this might be our outlet. So I'm just going to push up this line to obtain some vision. So what we've done there is we've actually pushed into that 450mm plastic pit, which is located in the garden to the right hand side of Unit 3's driveway. We're just going to pull back. You're not really going to see too much because that whole line is holding water, and as you'll see when I pull the camera out of the curb, there's actually no water flowing through to the curb. So what I've done now is I've relocated to the right hand side of Unit 3's driveway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push up a 100mm PVC line, which you can see there in the centre of the screen. Now that line there actually looks to go across the front of Unit 3, and we'll just see what that actually picks up. As you can see there, we've got another, what appears to be a plumb quick joint. The pipes don't meet, but doesn't appear to be sagging or causing any issues at this point in time. That's the other end of that rubber booted joint. That one looks to be in fairly good condition. I wouldn't say 100% because it hasn't been pushed all the way together, but it seems to be okay. you can see in front of us there is a glued joint which hasn't been pushed all the way together. Now, by the looks of that line is actually located underneath the driveway. Now, water will be actually ingressing into the pipe and actually penetrating out of the pipe from that point. You can see there's quite a good gap, and there's actually some tree root or some dirt at the bottom there. As you can see there, we've got another deviation in the pipe. This one appears to be on the top side of the pipe. What it's done is it's actually pushed about a third of the way into the line. That looks to not be causing an issue at the moment, but definitely that will break and cause an issue in the future. As you can see there, that's another glued joint that hasn't been pushed together properly. So that appears to be another deviation in the bottom of the pipe. Looks to be a rock or something resting against the bottom. So just unable to push past the 22.23 metre mark. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the recording, locate the end of the camera head, and resume the recording from there. Alright, so I just located the end of the camera head. It's actually located just before the courtyard of Unit 3. So this line actually runs under the driveway of Unit 3 and up the side of the property, and picks up that pit in the actual courtyard, as well as a couple of downpipes on that front left hand side of the building.